Hello, hello, Beyond the Gates fans. Here to talk about today's Wednesday episode of Beyond the Gates, August 6th, 2025. And we finally got to see Hayley put her plan in motion. Although I do think there's still like we're missing the actual plan. And we're missing her actual motivations for this plan. I don't know if this plan is to try and separate Bill and Dani once and for all or what, but it would be nice to actually get Hayley's point of view of why she has come up with this fake pregnancy plan and why it's already going to go in the way of a miscarriage plan. But in today's episode, we saw Hayley on the phone with this mysterious person that seems to be helping her. And she was overheard by Carolyn, but Carolyn is feeling bad because she feels responsible for Hayley tripping in the past episode with the box in the way that was supposedly Carolyn's fault. And so Carolyn wanted to help plan Hayley's baby shower and all of that because Hayley doesn't have a family of her own, which they always keep mentioning, which is why I've been wanting them to do something with Hayley having a family, having more of a backstory, just having more layers in general for the character would be nice. They could still tie June to Hayley, I suppose, but it does seem like they're tying June to Samantha and Tyrell, but maybe she'll be tied to both. It's possible. Now, at the same time, Dani and Pamela were having a meeting. Dani was bringing up Ashley to Pamela because of Ashley's interest in Andre. Dani keeps, making digs at Ashley, which are very accurate, though. Dani's digs at Ashley are very accurate, saying that Andre's not the type for her. Ashley deserves a good man that will go basically looking for antiques with her on weekends. She continues to paint Ashley as boring, but the fact is Ashley is boring. The writing for Ashley is very boring. She's a very boring character. But we'll get to Ashley and Andre, I suppose, if we have to. If we have to, I guess we'll get to them. But I want to talk about the Hayley situation first. Hayley ends up showing up to the club and interrupting Dani and Pamela's conversation, where Hayley, of course, gets into it with Dani again, bringing up how she makes Bill, or she brings out the youthful, passionate side of Bill, Hayley's insecurities around Dani and Bill's relationship coming to the forefront again. And at the same time, Dani is still accusing Hayley of lying about her baby, that she's not really pregnant. That's when Hayley starts to act like something's wrong with the baby. And then Hayley goes to the bathroom. Pamela's worried because she's questioning Dani if something is actually wrong with Hayley. Dani's still convinced that there's not. And then the episode ends with Hayley running out of the bathroom, screaming that something's wrong with her baby, and then there's blood all over her. I mean, it's dramatic from Hayley, but this is clearly going to try and set Dani up. I mean, Pamela is the witness, although she's Dani's friend, best friend, allegedly. That her and Dani got into another fight. I'm just assuming that this is Hayley's plan to make Bill very angry with Dani. But I would still love to know the actual motivation behind what exactly Hayley's trying to accomplish with this. I could understand the fake pregnancy. On one hand, I'm glad they're not like dragging it out to where she's actually going to try and get a real child. Although I think I would have been more interested in that, because I think that could lead to a tie-in to another story, someone's baby, and it could lead to just more overall drama for her and Bill if we're going to still have to deal with Hayley and Bill as a couple because they don't have chemistry. But instead, it looks like Dani is being set up to look like the bad guy again. In this case, she's right, though. Now, Naomi was confronting Bill in this episode about or asking if he had someone murdered lately because she knows about the dead person in the park, that being Kenny. Bill was telling Naomi that he helped the family do what needed to be done. He helped Martin, he helped her grandparents, And per usual, Bill brought up a great point that if Naomi's going to cut him off, well, she'd be doing the same to her grandparents now too, since they're all kind of deeply embedded with this whole Martin situation with Kenny. Now, Naomi, in that same conversation with Bill, they seemed to work things out at the end, and then Naomi learned from Bill that Hayley tripped yesterday on the box. So later in the episode, when Naomi meets up with Ashley, she brought that up, that Hayley fell. Ashley very intrigued that something might be wrong with Hayley's baby, because Ashley knows that Hayley never actually had the ultrasound. So Naomi realizes that there's some concern on Ashley, and since Naomi and Ashley are such good friends, she could tell something's bothering Ashley and wants to know what Ashley's not telling her about Hayley's baby. So I guess as much as I do not enjoy the Ashley, Dani, Andre love triangle, if it even is one, I do like that Ashley has the key information in this story where Dani is concerned, where Dani's been talking all this shit about Ashley lately. And she might hold the key from Dani kind of being set up with this fake miscarriage of Hayley's. But now Naomi knows that Ashley knows something. And if Ashley and Naomi are actually friends, you would think that Ashley would say something. Although I guess, that can't be a HIPAA violation if the ultrasound didn't even take place, right? Like, if Ashley actually knew that an ultrasound took place and that Hayley took the ultrasound and she knew the results, then I guess that would be a HIPAA violation. But if something never actually took place, how is that a violation? So I think Ashley should be able to tell her something, is what I'm basically getting at. Also in this episode, before all of the conversation between Ashley and Naomi, were the Ashley and Andre scenes where Ashley tried to tell Andre that they shouldn't see each other anymore, even though they're not really together anyway, and was trying to push Andre that he needs to start making better choices. Somehow this very boring conversation led to Andre thinking that Ashley could be his safe space and that he's missing something in his life. Basically, he's feeling like he needs to feel like he's important to someone's life for the first time, basically. And that led to them kissing again. And I guess the whole point of these scenes was to show us that suddenly, because of this conversation with Ashley, Andre is suddenly cured from being a player. My biggest problem is the show has never actually portrayed Andre as a player. It's been very much telling us and not showing us. And I've never really gotten the player vibe from Andre because he's been pretty down bad with Dani and their sexual relationship. We don't see him sleeping around with anyone else. So this Andre suddenly being cured from being a player that he never was is just more kind of eye roll worthiness between the Ashley and Andre stuff for me. And then on the other side of the coin, Shanice and Derek ran into each other. They've just been friends lately, or they're just going to continue to be friends because Shanice doesn't want to be the crumbs off of someone's plate. She wants to be the whole meal. And yeah, I think Derek dropped the ball with Shanice because they could have been something better. Maybe they will still develop beyond friendship, but because of the way Derek acts with Ashley, it's hard for me to root for Shanice being with Derek because of that. So a kind of another dropped ball on a potential decent relationship on this show. The show's biggest issue for me has to be the relationships, like the romantic relationships. They're all very lacking in chemistry, most of all. But even when we do get someone that might have some chemistry, they kind of drop the ball. So that's an issue. Later, Derek ran into Andre, accused Andre of going after Ashley right after they broke up. So guess there's still tension between Derek and Andre, but don't really care that much. But still a pretty good episode today. I'm glad we're moving the Hayley story along pretty quick. I still think we should either know more of her motivation. Hayley just needs to be more of a layered character. That's really all I'm asking. Give the girl some layers. I guess they're at least making her more villainous now. So that's a step in the right direction. Because before she would just act like she did no wrong in her affair with Bill and everyone just needs to get over it. Now her desperation to hang on to Bill, I guess, is starting to creep in. And, I guess that's something. But I do kind of feel bad for Dani, who is going to be set up by this little stupid plan of Hayley's. But it could already be unraveling if Naomi finds out the truth from Ashley and the lack of ultrasound for Hayley.